Okay, thank you.
Okay. And today I'll give you next homework also. Okay, the homework for week 2. So let's start. And today we'll discuss the last page of this chapter, page 80 of ionic compounds. Okay. So for the ionic, already that ionic compounds are formed between metals and non-metals, metal and non-metals. Compound is in front of you and they ask you whether it's an ionic compound or covalent compound or any other compound. Okay, so you can identify it by seeing that whether these metals, these elements are metals and non-metals. Okay, so if the bond is between metals and non-metals, so it means that it's an ionic compound. Okay, metals always give the electrons. Metals give the electrons, and after giving the electrons, they become positive. And negative and non-metals, they take the electrons, and after taking the electrons, they become negative. They form negative charge. Okay, and what is the word we use for positive charge? Positive ion?
Cation.
Cation.
Very good. Positive ions are known as cations. Negative ions are known as
Anion.
anions.
Anion.
Okay, good. Now see, this is what written in the first paragraph. You have now seen how metals bond with non-metals. Metals give electrons to non-metals. This means that metals always form positive ions and non-metals form negative ions. Okay. Look at the photo of two ionic compounds. Can you see any similarities in this diagram? Yes, the online girls, my onlinees.
Or like crystals.
Yeah, they all are solids. They all are crystals. Okay, solid crystals. Ionic compounds, they are colored also. They form colored crystals. Okay, so you can see that's very pretty blue color. So they form different shades of green compounds also. There is a pink also, purple also. Okay, different color ionic compounds depending upon which metal and non-metal is present. Okay, basically the color is because of metals, transition metals. Okay, in grade 6 we studied about transition metals. Okay, and transition metals, one of the property of transition metals is that they form colored compounds. Do you remember? Transition metals form colored compounds. So these are the colored compounds which these metals, transition metals form. Okay, colored compounds. And they are in the crystalline form. Okay, they're very shiny. This is a similarity. You can test an ionic compound in the next experiment. Okay, that next experiment is not included. Okay, so you can put a small cross. Actually, that experiment is related to electrolysis, which is your last chapter of first term. Okay, so electrolysis, we will study electrolysis, but in the last chapter. So right now we just excluded it because if I teach you right now, so it will be, you will get confused. So we teachers, like all grade 7 teachers have decided that we will not teach it in this one. Okay, in this chapter. So it will not come in the assessments, that experiment. Okay, so the online girls also, is this clear to you?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so don't ask me again. Okay, this experiment is not included. Okay, after this there are 4 properties. Okay, and these 4 properties are, again, they are very important, so you can write important on them. Okay, these properties, it's a very common question in like in exams. Write the properties of ionic compounds. Okay, write any 2 property, write any 3 property, or compare the properties of ionic and covalent compounds. Okay, in the next chapter we'll study covalent compounds, so they can ask you that what is the similarity or what is the difference between the properties of ionic and covalent compound. Okay, so you have to know the properties, so learn them. There are 4 properties. First of all, first one, they are made of crystals. Okay, I will explain all of them in the next slide. They are made up of crystals which can be split along certain angles. Number 2, they have high melting points. Number 3, they are often soluble in water. And number 4, they conduct electricity when molten or dissolved in water, but not when solid. Okay, these are the 4 properties. First property is about its state, physical state. Next property is about melting. Okay, third property is about its solubility. That is it soluble in water or not? And the fourth property is about conductance. Okay, so these are the 4 properties. So if you learn these points, bullet points like state, melting, solubility, and conductance, then you can write these points in your own words also. Okay, the properties. Okay. Can I change the slide?
Yes.
Okay. Now you should know the reasons for all of them also. Okay. For the first point, ionic compounds are made up of crystals which can be split along certain angles. Okay. First thing that they are solid crystals, so they have a definite arrangement of particles. Okay, they are arranged regularly. They have a regular arrangement and very strong attractive forces. Strong force of attraction between their particles. Okay, strong force of attraction. Now, because of this regular arrangement, when we try to cut them, okay, when we try to cut the crystals, then they split in certain angles, like straight. They will be cutted. They will cut. Okay, so it means they break at a certain angle. Either they cut straight, okay, or in this form or this form. Means they are not like rubber. They're not soft. If you try to break rubber, then rubber breaks like this, like randomly. Okay, randomly it will break. So ionic compounds are not like this. They don't break randomly. Okay, so they cut at certain angle, like you are cutting something from the knife, straight. Okay, so this is what it means, that it cuts from it at a certain angle. They split along certain angle. This is point number 1. Okay, and this is that the certain angle cut is based on solid crystalline structure. Okay, the crystals, when you break them, so they cut straight. Number 2, they have high melting points. What is melting? Melting processes. Anyone? Very simple. Melting. When the ice melts. Huh? Yeah. Yes. The online girls. Please tell me. Anyone? What's melting? Solid into liquid. Girls, can you hear me? Point. Let me see. Bad network connection. Girls, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher, we can hear you.
Okay, but why are you not saying anything then? Okay, it means you can hear me. Okay, so melting is when the solid changes into liquid. Okay, so melting point is the temperature at which the solid turns into liquid. Okay, it's the temperature. Melting point is the temperature when solid changes into liquid. Now, ionic compounds, they have high melting and boiling points. It means that the force of attraction between them, between their particles, is so strong that they need to absorb very high temperature to overcome these forces, to break the force of attraction. High temperature to break these forces of attraction. Okay, only then after breaking the force of attraction, then they will turn into liquids. Okay, So they have a very tight structure. They are tightly packed and they get loosened up. They turn into liquid particles. Okay, how they turn into liquid particles? That the force of attraction breaks between them. Okay, and they need a very high temperature energy to overcome these forces and turn into liquid. Okay, that is why it is written that they have high melting points. Very high temperature is needed to break these forces. High temperature is needed. Okay, you should know these reasons in exam, that why ionic compounds have high melting points. Okay, so why? Next point, they are often soluble in water. So why they are soluble in water? So it can also come, okay, this question, that why they are soluble in water. So for this one, the ionic compounds, they dissolve in water because the water particles, they surround them. Okay, like for example, a very good example of solubility is NaCl, sodium chloride. Okay, sodium chloride, common table salt. We all know that table salt dissolves in water. Okay, this is an ionic compound which dissolves in water. So what actually happens, that NaCl or any ionic compound, when we put it in water, it splits into its ions. Okay, it gets split into its ions, and when it gets split, then water molecules, they surround them. They surround them like this. Okay, and surrounding means that they are dissolving. They dissolve in water. So that's how ionic compounds dissolve. Then most of the ionic compounds are soluble in water because when we add them in water, they split into their ions. They break into their ions. Okay, positive ion and negative ion. So whatever ionic compounds we have, when it will form positive and negative ions, the water particles, water molecules, they surround the ions. Okay, and when they surround them, it means that they are dissolving. They're slowly dissolving. Okay, so that's how they dissolve in water, because they get surrounded by water molecules. Okay, I'm writing these are, I'll label it that these are water molecules, and water molecules surround the ions to dissolve them. Okay, this is ionic compound, and we will see later on that a covalent compounds, they don't dissolve in water because there are no ions in covalent compounds. Okay, they don't dissolve. So we'll see in the next chapter then. Okay, then we'll compare the properties also after discussing them. Yes, the online girls, have you understood? Any question, beta?
Teacher.
No?
Teacher.
Your voice is too low. Why you are not saying something? I will write absent for all. In chemistry class is so quiet.
Teacher, I am saying that there's no problem.
Okay, no problem. Is my voice clear, beta?
Yes, teacher.
Loud enough?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay. You should say something in the middle so that I know that you are here and you are listening to me. Keep on saying something.
Okay,
Just
teacher.
say something. Okay.
Okay.
Conduct electricity. Number 4 point. They conduct electricity when molten or dissolved in water. What is molten form? Molten state? Liquid. Yeah, hot liquid. Liquid form. Molten means liquid, and dissolved in water is aqueous. Remember state symbols we discussed in grade 6? So dissolved in water is aqueous and molten is liquid. Okay, so internet got interrupted. Just wait. Are you here, girls?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. The internet got interrupted in the middle. Now you're here. Okay. Conducts electricity when molten or aqueous. So ionic compounds, they can conduct electricity when in liquid form or aqueous form, but not in the solid form. Because in the solid form, the particles are regularly arranged. Okay, they have no spaces between them. Okay, in solid there is no space for the electrons to flow, because electricity means the flow of electrons. Flow of electrons. Okay, so if there is no space for the electrons to move, so it means there will be no conductance in solid. Okay, so that is why solid cannot conduct. Solid ionic compound, because of tight structure. Particles are loose, the arrangement is loose, so they
Teacher?
have space. Yes.
Can you please repeat why they are soluble in water?
Yeah, beta, they are soluble in water because they split into their ions. Okay, when we add them in water, please turn off your mic, beta. When we add them in water, they break into their ions, okay, and get surrounded by water molecules. Okay, so that is why they will dissolve. They dissolve in water.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay, and solids cannot conduct because they have no space for the flow of electrons. So electrons cannot pass through them. That is why they cannot conduct. And in liquid form or in aqueous form, the particles are loosely arranged. They have a space for the electrons to flow. That is why they can conduct. Okay, so ionic compounds can conduct, but in the molten or aqueous form, but not in solid form. Remember. Liquid. Okay, understood the 4 reasons? Okay. Next is your homework for week 2. Okay, I will upload it on OneNote also. There are 2 homeworks actually. First one is draw neat structures of the following compounds. Okay, so you have to draw these structures in your copy neatly. First is magnesium oxide that we discussed in the last lecture. Okay, magnesium oxide. Sodium oxide is also, like we discussed it, it is present in your book also. Okay, this one is new for you, calcium chloride. Okay, and I add them for your added for your practice. Okay, so just try it out. Calcium, there is 1 calcium and 2 chlorine atoms. Okay, so it means calcium will give 1 electron to 1 chlorine, other electron to other chlorine. Okay, so draw dot and cross diagram for all these 3 in your copy neatly, and write the charges of the ions. Okay, so whatever ions they will form, just write their charges. Like magnesium is plus 2 plus and oxygen is 2 minus, like this. Okay.
Okay.
Draw these structures, and then number 2 homework is complete and submit worksheet 1. So today I will post worksheet 1, and inshallah in the next class, in the 3rd class, I will discuss that worksheet with you. Okay, so you will complete that worksheet and submit it. Okay, submit on OneNote. Got it?
Okay.
Teacher, so do we have to submit this all work today?
No, beta. This is week 2 homework, means I will give you 4-5 days. Okay? Today I will post this homework, and then I will write that like your due date is this. So after like 5 days, I will give you for 4-5 days for its submission.
Okay, teacher.
Inshallah. Okay. So this is your homework, and then the end of chapter questions. Okay, so let's start discussing. There are only 8:15. It will, yeah. So there are 10 minutes, so we can start discussing the questions. Okay. Right now, these question answers you will write them in the copy, but this will be your week 3 homework. Okay. So don't burdenize yourself. Do it next week in your copy. Okay. This week, just do that homework which I gave you right now. Okay. All 6 questions are included on page 83. Okay, all of these questions are included, and no need to do this in copy. Okay, we will discuss this question and leave it on the book because it's fill in the blanks, so no need to do it. No purpose of doing it again. Okay, copy and complete. Dash compounds are made from metals and non-metals. Ionic compound, yes. Online girls also. Please answer. Ionic compounds. Metals form dash ion, dash.
Positively charged ions?
Positively charged ions.
Do them in the
And
Teacher-
non-metals form negative.
Negatively.
negatively charged ions. Metals form positively charged ions. Good. Yeah. Negatively charged ions. These ions are arranged in dash ionic structures.
Giant ionic structures?
Solid. These ions are arranged in solid ionic structures. Huh? This one? Yeah, the ions are arranged in solid ionic structures. Means the ions are arranged in solid structures. So solid structure is like this, regular arranged. Okay, so the ions are arranged like this in solid form. And remember, I'll tell you a word which we use for regular arrangement, regular crystalline arrangement. There is a word which we use in chemistry, and I think that this word will come again in some other chapter. Regular crystalline arrangement of particles. The word which we use for it is lattice. Have you heard this name? This word? Lattice structure. Okay, so the lattice structure is regular arrangement, like regular crystalline arrangement or regular solid arrangement. Okay, this word is really important. Okay, their crystals have dash melting points. Their crystals have high melting points, and many will dash in water.
Dissolve.
Dissolve. If I ask you, it's written here that many will dissolve in water. So it means that there are some ionic compounds which don't dissolve in water. Yeah. So what's the
Yes.
reason for that? What could be the reason? Why some of them don't dissolve in water?
Because of their
They don't?
attraction force is very high.
They don't separate. No, because see, for the solution to dissolve in water, I told you that they split into their positive and negative ions, and then they get surrounded by water, right?
Yes.
But there are some molecules, some ionic compounds, which are whose their force of attraction is so strong that they don't split, they don't break into ions. So that is why they don't dissolve in water. Okay, so even water is not able to break their forces. The force of attraction in some compounds is so strong. Okay, that's why some of them don't dissolve. Okay, they conduct dash.
Electricity.
Dissolve. Yeah, negatively. Yeah, they conduct electricity. I am writing here. Small. They conduct electricity when molten or when in solution, but not when they are
Solid.
very good. Not when they are solid. Okay. Next question. Which of these substances have ionic bonds? So there are different substances, and the identification is that there should be metal and non-metal present in it. Okay, so you have to see the periodic table. In the periodic table, we know that in the starting of the periodic table, we have metals. Okay, and at the end of the periodic table, we have non-metals. Okay, so if the compound is in front of us, so we can easily identify that whether these elements are metals or non-metals, or both of them are non-metals. Okay, so if they are made up of metals and non-metals, so it means they are ionic compounds. For ammonia, is this an ionic compound? because it's containing nitrogen and hydrogen. So they are metals, metal, non-metal, or both are non-metals. Okay, if you see the periodic table, nitrogen
Both
and
are
hydrogen
non-metal?
both are non-metal. So it means that they don't have ionic bond. Copper oxide. This question is you have to identify that which of them have ionic bonds. Okay, so for a compound, you have to see that they are made up of which elements, which type of elements are present. Okay, if the elements are metal and non-metal, one metal and one non-metal, okay, it means that they have ionic bond. Otherwise, no.
Copper
Okay.
oxide is ionic bond.
Yeah, copper oxide is an ionic compound, or it has ionic bond because copper is present here in the transition metal. It's a transition metal. Okay, copper is a transition metal, and oxygen is present in non-metals in group 6. Okay, so it means it is present between metal and a non-metal, so it is ionic bond. Lead bromide. Lead is a metal. Lead is a metal and bromine is a non-metal. Bromine
So
is
it
in group
is an
7.
ionic compound.
So it is. Okay, so you have to see which type of elements are these. Methane. Yeah, it's not. Because carbon and hydrogen both are non-metals. Water? No. Hydrogen and oxygen are non-metals. Zinc chloride? Yes.
Yes.
Good. Very good. Potassium fluoride?
No.
Yes. Yeah, water is not ionic compound because hydrogen and oxygen are non-metals. Okay, they are gases. Mostly the non-metals are gases. Yes, potassium fluoride is a covalent compound because potassium is present in alkali metals in group 1. Potassium is in group 1, beta. It's an alkali metal, potassium. Remember sodium, potassium,
Yeah.
that Hali, Negi, we learned it. So potassium is present in group 1 and fluorine is present in group 7. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So it's a non-metal. So it's a bond between a metal and a non-metal. So it is ionic in nature. Okay, so you just have to write the names of the substances which have ionic bond. So just write copper oxide, lead bromide, zinc chloride, and potassium fluoride. Okay, now how did you decide? Yeah, one should be the substances the combining substances should be metals and non-metals. Okay, a metal and a non-metal. Okay, so in this one, first you will write that ionic bond is, okay, I will not post these answers, so please note them down. Ionic bond is between metal and non-metal. Okay, so by seeing the by seeing the elements, one can identify whether it has ionic bond or not. Or not. Okay, so please note it down. Okay, or you can write the reason in your own words also, your own reason. Okay, means the reason should be same, but you can use different wordings. Identify. Oh, sorry, I wrote identify. Identify. Whether it has ionic bond or not. This is question number 2. Okay, so as I'm discussing this question, although this homework will be your week 3 homework, but if you get a time on the weekend, you can start doing it in your neat copy. Okay, start doing these questions. But I will ask you to submit them next.
So teacher, this is also our homework.
No, beta, this is not your homework. 1 minute, it's done. This is not your homework. Your homework is the homework that I gave you. Okay, the question answers will be your week 3 homework, next week's homework. Okay, but I'm discussing them right now. Okay, beta, time's up. Okay, 4 questions are left, 3, 4, 5, 6. So inshallah in the next class. First I will discuss the worksheet with you. Okay, and then these questions.
Okay, Allah Hafiz, teacher. Allah Hafiz, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher,
Yes.
Teacher.
do we have to do the fill in the blanks in the copy?
No, no need to do question number 1 in copy.
Okay.
Allah Hafiz. You go in line, okay, and don't run. Yeah, in break on my table. Okay, yeah, just put them in the next villa, your neighboring villa, any table.
Teacher.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's me, Uswa. I just joined. I'm sorry I couldn't take the class on Monday because I was traveling on Monday and Sunday, and I just reached Saudi Arabia last night at around 12 a.m. And so we slept at like 1, so that's why I woke up late and I couldn't take your class. So
No
yeah,
problem. You
sorry.
can listen to the recordings. Okay.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, recording for the previous lecture, and it in previous lectures it was really easy. It was okay. So just go through it, and inshallah you will get it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Allah
Thank you.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.